Welcome back to Flip That Script. I'm Holly,
And I'm Dana.
and today we're going to flip that script on pain, discomfort, and those symptoms that seem to come out of nowhere. Because the truth is, your body doesn't just carry you, it carries your unspoken stories. Welcome to the world of body syndromes. And just a quick note before we dive in, this conversation is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended to serve as medical advice. Always consult with a licensed healthcare provider for diagnosis or treatment of any medical condition. Now, some of you may have heard of body syndromes and some may not, but a body syndrome is a term often used in hypnotherapy or somatic therapies, and it describes psychosomatic communication between unprocessed emotions and special areas of the body. It reflects the subconscious mind's way of expressing unresolved conflict, trauma, or repression through physical symptoms or chronic conditions. Basically, the body becomes the storyteller when the mind cannot speak its truth. So, body syndromes are how the subconscious mind expresses unresolved emotions, conflict, and other things through physical symptoms. And science supports this through psychoneuroimmunology and the polyvagal theory. There's been a lot of research on it lately. And your body's not malfunctioning, it's communicating. Those tight shoulders, that throat lump, the belly pain that doctors can't quite explain. They aren't random, they're metaphors literally written in flesh.
It's how our bodies speak to us, and it comes out in our speech. So I know everybody's heard of my heart is broken. And there's many, many, many sayings that we say, and we want to listen to ourselves when we start talking like that. Like if we say, he makes my skin crawl, or that really gets under my skin. I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulder. She's a pain in the neck. Or even, I can't stomach this. Or this one, this says, my hips are heavy from towing the line. So let me be a little vulnerable with you right now because my hip has been hurting, and not in a casual, slept on it weird kind of way. It's the kind of ache that shows up when I'm standing still for too long or trying to move forward too fast. But here's what I've come to realize: the pain isn't just physical, it's residual, it's emotional, it's energetic. It's the aftermath of moments where my space was not respected, moments where I stayed quiet when I wanted to scream, times when someone crossed a line and I held it in. I clenched it down, I buried it deep, and the hips are a hinge between our foundation and our expression. So between what we've survived and what we long to create. And so my right hip, it's carrying rage that I didn't even know that I was still holding. And rage from being interrupted, talked over, overruled, rage from trying to explain why I was uncomfortable only to be dismissed, and rage from having to manage other people's behavior just to stay safe, and from carrying the emotional weight of everyone else while being told to calm down. And now that I'm settled, I'm setting boundaries, and that that pain flares up like my body is still bracing, still waiting for a backlash, still holding the memory of invasion. But I'm taking this pain as a message that finally listening. It's telling me it's safe to take up space now. It's telling me it's safe to say no without a reason. It's safe to stop bracing because this hip isn't weak. It's just been holding back a storm. And the more I let myself feel, release, and reclaim, the more that I trust that my body is not my enemy. She's the keeper of my truth, and she'll never stop speaking until I stop silencing her.
That's so beautiful, Dana. It's so beautiful how when we release the emotions, when we go through hypnotherapy sessions, that literally pain that cannot be explained medically, but you're still feeling it in your body. And doctors will say it's psychosomatic, which means it's in the head, because it is in the head. It's the subconscious sending out those signals to the body because our minds do not want to hear it, do not want to speak our truths. We're holding it in like the good girls we are, right? That we've been
Right. And
taught to be.
you know what I was told though, because I went sorry. I went to the chiropractor. The chiropractor couldn't do anything for me. I went to the doctor, and they can't find anything wrong with me. They told me it's just that I'm getting old. I'm 45. I'm 45. Like, that's not
Right?
old.
Right?
Might be for
Exactly.
some people, but it's not old.
Exactly. Exactly. I think that too, when a doctor tells you it's psychosomatic, it sort of feels like they're telling you you're crazy. And
Yeah.
while that's not what they mean, they the science has brought to their attention that you can have pains in the body, great pains, just like they've always for many years now known that chronic stress can cause heart problems. That's a body syndrome. Stress is an emotion from whatever that source that stress is coming from. You're stressed out because maybe you fear that you don't have enough money to keep your house. And that fear manifests into stress, which can manifest into heart problems. So doctors know that it's real. It is a real thing that happens within your body. And hypnotherapy can help so much with unwinding that as well.
It can. It can. I know. Holly has helped me with my hip. It's amazing. And thank you, Holly.
You're welcome. You're welcome. When your boy saw you run up those stairs, I
Right?
love that. I love that. I mean,
So, yeah, it's liberating too, to know that there is a reason, to know that it's not just because I'm old. It's not just because I'm overweight. It's not just because I'm whatever. It's not because I'm not drinking enough water and I'm drinking 5 gallons of water a day, or it's a little eccentric, you know.
yeah. Yeah. My own personal story of body syndromes involves weight gain, which wasn't just physical. It was an emotional protection, silence, and pain. I also, my thyroid has nodules with no medical explanation where they come from because I wasn't exposed to anything that could possibly give me those. But I know that they sit in a place where my voice was once silent. And my abdomen literally tore. And it feels like a mirror for how often I've shown up unguarded, the only one standing in my truth. And I'm learning that the body is not betraying me. It's begging for me to listen. I have lost over or right at 120 pounds, but what I really lost was 120 layers of silence, fear, abandonment, and protection issues. The weight just wasn't just about food or body image. It was about trying to be everything to everyone. It was about swallowing my truth every time I felt alone, unseen, unloved. And it was the armor that I wore to survive. I mean, there was a part of me that was deep and buried and afraid to lose weight, even because I knew that when I did lose weight, I might be brave enough to finally make the choices that would change everything in my life. And I was scared of what that would mean, scared of what I might lose, who I might outgrow, or if what parts of my life might fall away if I finally chose myself. So I stayed small inside, quiet, and heavy outside. But the weight started speaking in exhaustion and pain and the ache of not being me. And eventually I didn't. I didn't diet. I didn't punish myself. I actually didn't change a whole lot about what I was even eating. I just began returning to my body. I started hearing her instead of hiding her. And what's so wild about that is that the physical weight just left. And as I finally had the courage to let go of the emotional weight, realizing that the things I carried were never even mine in the first place. When I gained self-worth and realized my self-worth was not what I do for others, how happy I can make someone, how if a man cheats or an abusive man or just an ugly person inside and out, that does not reflect who I am. And that's when I stopped shrinking my insides to fit the room and the people in it. And I stopped apologizing and I started rising. And as I allowed the real me, the me who was forgotten deep inside of me, the me that pours love into so many others, but always felt unloved, alone, and abandoned. When I allowed her voice to fully expand into my body, she expanded inside of me. My physical body shrank. The weight just simply fell off. I didn't even exercise, y'all. It just began to fade off.
Amazing. I've seen it. You're an amazing woman.
Thank you. Thank you. And Dana's helped me so much along the way as well with self-worth and speaking my truth and not shrinking in the room. It's good to have a colleague in a sacred friendship where we can help each other with the skills that we have.
It is. And I mean, we have to watch, what we say to ourselves and what we say to others about ourselves too, like what we speak. Because if you say enough that something is something, it will be. So if broccoli makes me sick, broccoli makes me sick. Broccoli's going to make me sick. If I say it every time I see broccoli, ooh, broccoli makes me sick, or whatever food that is. Different things like that. You just want to be careful. But usually those things, when we say them, like, I can't stomach this, it's your body speaking, and it's telling you, for this particular one, it's you're trying to swallow a situation that goes against your values. It's anxiety, overwhelm, disgust. And what you need to say to yourself is, what am I being asked to tolerate that doesn't feel right to me? So if you find yourself saying something like that, just ask yourself the question, why am I saying this? Just like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. And, that means you're taking on too much responsibility, especially emotionally or energetically. It's guilt, obligation, martyrdom, and overfunctioning altogether. You ask yourself, who or what am I carrying that's not mine? And it's built into our boundaries, like we got to set them.
Exactly.
Even I need to get this off my chest. It's something your suppressed truth or something unspoken emotions, often grief or disappointment, but it's emotional pressure.
So when we think of even certain body parts, for instance, if we think about the hands and the arms, what would be a symptom? Perhaps tingling, pain, weakness in the hands and arms, and that could be an inability to grasp the situation or to receive things, or holding on too tightly to things that don't belong to us.
Amen.
Knees, ankles, legs, and could be instability, pain and swelling, right, in the knees, ankles, legs. And that could be a resistance to move forward or fear of pain or indecisiveness of the path you want to take.
Right. And my favorite is he makes my skin crawl or she makes my skin crawl. It's like
Yes,
your skin, your nervous system. And it's the body that is registering a violation of safety or a subtle energetic no that the conscious mind might dismiss. And the phrase, it usually reflects an intuitive reaction to someone who feels creepy or invasive or manipulative. And it's energetically unsettling, even if they seem harmless on the surface. And see, this is where it's like our sixth sense. And I think that some people intuitively understand what the body's saying to them. It's not woo, it's actually science.
exactly. There's so many of those sayings.
Yes.
I bit my tongue. I'm swallowing my words. And that translates to silencing yourself to avoid conflict or rejection. And where is that going to show up? Your throat, your jaw, your thyroid. It's the suppressed truth.
And even a phrase like "I'm swallowing my pride," that says everything in it. That one can't be even more clear.
Exactly. That is a full sentence right there. Or I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah.
That's emotional shutdown. That's disconnect from your inner voice. And that also, I mean, that could come out in your voice, cracking,
Mhm.
sore throat, jaw.
You get laryngitis.
Yes. Yes. It's sort of like when you have a house full of people living together and nobody's sick, but you have a sore throat and nobody else gets it. And you can't figure
Yeah.
out why. Yeah. That could be a body syndrome. Again, always go to a medical doctor. We are not a replacement for that.
Right.
Always,
No,
always
we
go
can't
to a
say
medical
that
doctor.
automatically that's what this is.
Yes.
But when you can't get a diagnosis,
Hmm.
when there is nothing, when they can't find anything, then maybe it's something that you should consider.
Definitely. I mean, one case study example is there was a lady around 38, high achieving professional woman. And she came in to one of our colleagues complaining of chronic throat tightness, frequent thyroid flare ups, and recent abdominal bloating and tension that the doctors could not medically explain. They did all the tests, they did all the things. There was no
Mhm.
reason for it. Now, but she described this as carrying a lump of silence in her throat and a knot of fear in her belly. And she mentioned, feeling exhausted from performing in every area of her life and not feeling truly seen, especially by her husband. So, through doing our colleague doing the intake and the exploration and the hypnotherapy session, um, they discovered that she was raised in a very strict household where talking back was punished. And as
Mhm.
a child, she was called too sensitive and learned to suppress her emotions to avoid conflict. And her husband often dismissed her opinions. So she felt unprotected and unseen in the relationship. And she described a persistent inner narrative that no one is going to stand up for me. So why bother speaking at all? Now, the throat and thyroid represent repressed truth, fear of speaking up, identity suppression, and the abdomen, feeling unprotected, powerless, betrayed, and lack of personal agency. So the steps that our colleague took through hypnotherapy was, of course, strengthening her self-worth, um, doing some inner child work to reframe and rescript those things she was told when she was younger, and allowing her to figure out how to gently set boundaries with her husband, speaking up for herself, and the throat tightness began to subside within 2 weeks. After 4 sessions, her abdominal symptoms decreased by 75%. And she went on for more sessions, and her symptoms all completely went away eventually.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's still amazing, even though I know how this works and I've seen it work. It's just still so amazing how much our mind is in control, how much it has the capacity to do.
Yes. And that it really functions as one.
Mm-hmm. It's mind, body, body,
It is.
mind.
It really is. I mean, you have to think about the fact that we don't think about when we turn a light switch on. We just
No,
go turn the light switch on. We don't think about opening the door. We just turn the handle and handle it because our mind's controlling that. Our mind controls our actions, and our subconscious will try to relieve the mind of all of those emotions that we aren't dealing with when we're going through so much trauma, or when we've been told things like the lady in the case study, was punished if she had an opinion different than what was said to her. And that can lead, as you get older, of course, to body syndromes when you've been to the doctor and they're like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's no reason that you're feeling this way.
right. And it's not your body isn't betraying you when it causes these pains. It's not a betrayal. That's your body trying to protect you and inform you of something. It's saying, listen to me. And until we listen, it's not going to be silent.
Exactly. It's going to keep that pain in the hip. It's going to keep, it would have kept me with all the weight if I had not have released the emotions and begin to build my self-worth.
And when we start to listen to the body, it creates a bridge between the suppressed emotions and our conscious healing. It's relieving.
It is
So,
definitely relieving. So, how can you begin to listen to the body? A good way that Dana and I lead our clients in is, but this is a little bit more deeper when we do it in session, but something that you can do at home is take a deep breath and just feel into your body. Let all thoughts run out of your mind and just really just lay in your bed in the morning, maybe before nobody else is awake, and feel into your body. And what part of your body is holding tension lately? And really dialogue with your body. It might sound strange, but ask your body, what are you trying to protect me from? What truths have I not yet honored? And you might even be surprised by what it says. You might have all these ideas in your mind of what it might say, and then it says something totally different, but you get it and you know
mhm,
it. So dialoguing with the body is a great way to start.
absolutely. And you can even just like do a scan,
Mm-hmm.
body scan with that breath, that same breath. Just go through, go from the top to the bottom and say, is there any tension here? Is there any, you know, tightness there? And if there is, then that's where you ask why. Oh, we do a lot of that in our morning meditations. If you'd like to join us there, as we're there every day at
We are
every
there.
week at 7 Central, 8 Eastern,
Yes.
and every weekend, every weekend day
Mm.
at um 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Yes, we would love to have you come. And when this podcast is released, it will be the topic of the week for our meditation. So we will be doing meditation released around body syndromes and to help with body syndromes. But come as you are, pajamas, coffee in hand, camera on or camera off, whichever you would
We
prefer.
like it on because we like to see you, but you don't have to.
Yes, you don't have to have it on. So
But
I
that's a
think
good way to come in and learn about your body syndromes if you have any.
definitely. And we will drop the links to the meditation in the comments for everyone so that you can come check it out. And tell us about your body syndromes. Where have you felt pain that nobody could tell you why you were feeling that pain? What part of the body? And let us know if you have felt into the body and ask it and what it said to you if you would like to share with us.
Right. We'd love to hear your stories. Anything you'd love to like to share with us. Let us know. And don't forget to subscribe,
Yes.
like us, share us with everyone.
You never know
Um,
who's out there holding a body syndrome, right? You never know.
right.
You never know who out there might have a body syndrome, and this episode could really help them. And, Dana and I both offer hypnotherapy sessions. We'll also drop our personal links in the comments if anyone ever would like to have a session. Or we are going to be looking for people as well, and maybe 1 to 3 people who might like to be um, on the podcast and receive hypnotherapy during the podcast. So if you're interested in that, definitely drop us a comment and we will get with you.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet you all. And also, um, we'll go over some of this stuff in our retreat as well when we do that in October.
Yes, we will definitely be doing some body scans and some somatic work with the
Definitely.
body. So if you're interested in the retreat as well, we have more information on that, especially when it gets closer.
Right.
So
Right.
we want to thank you for being with us today. And questions, comments are always welcome. We'll see you next week with another episode.
Bye.
Bye.